Hello everyone! Woo! Celebratory video right now because of so many subscribers to the channel. We've reached 2,000 and I'm absolutely over the moon. I can't express how proud I am really to be part of this now, and it really has grown into something great. And I've got to thank you all so much for your support. Um, with the channel because 2,000 subscribers is a massive landmark, and all I can say really is onwards and upwards to 5,000. That is the next goal, and I think it's going to be possible with what's coming up over the coming months. And this really is a momentous occasion, and to celebrate the 2,000 subscriber mark, I'm releasing this video early. I'm recording it probably a couple of days before it's going to be released. And as you've noticed, it's in widescreen. Woo! That's a bonus, isn't it? Widescreen video. Everyone loves a bit of widescreen. But things are about to change because with Age of Empires, The Forgotten Empires, the expansion pack that Cision is working on to release um, in the year of 2012, so it will be released this year. The expansion pack that he's working on is gonna make things so much better for the channel, and so much better overall because it's in widescreen natively. Everyone can play it in widescreen, and that means I can record in widescreen without any problems whatsoever. And also, it means that I can cast this game here between the Viper, Fiage, Milo, and Whack as Italians, because we're actually in the Age of Empires, the Forgotten Empires right now, watching the saved game from last night's stream, and it's absolutely brilliant. And I'm so happy because, as you probably know, I've been added to the beta team, so I can get early access to the game and keep an eye on everything that's happening, and really give you all the updates as it goes along. So, as you can see, we're currently spectating the Viper, his teammate Whack over here in teal, and we've got Fiage in green all the way over here, and we've also got Milo in yellow. There we go. You may notice a few changes to the game in as we watch. Sorry, and we've got Vikings and Italians for both of the teams. So we've got over here Fiage playing as Italians, Milo in yellow as Vikings. They're team two, as it were, and Viper in red as Italians, and Whack in teal as Vikings as well. So these are both really good water civilizations, and I know you've not seen the Italians before, and that's why this is a special 2,000 subscriber video, because we've got widescreen, we've got Italians, we've got Age of Empires, the Forgotten Empires, and it's really quite exciting. And I love this, how Viper is luring this deer right back to his town centre. Such great micromanagement from him. And Viper actually streamed this game. And also, I want to point that out. This is like streams extra because there's going to be a lot of streaming within the community now. There is going to be a lot of streaming. The Viper's got a stream, Fiage's got a stream, Dreams has got a stream, Pike's got a stream. There's a lot of great guys out there streaming. And if you actually want to watch some Age of Empires streams, head over to aoczone.net. And they've got a little thing on the top right of the webpage that shows you exactly who is live and exactly all the streams that are available to watch. Some aren't very active, and some are. I know for a fact that Dreams is going to be streaming quite a lot, and especially with the Age of Empires, the Forgotten Empires, there's going to be more streams of that soon as well. So it's all exciting stuff, but unfortunately, you probably know I'm not able to stream until July now, and it's not the end of the world because I can. I'll come down here actually and watch Milo. Because I can get upgraded internet in July, but until then I'm going to be a little bit stuck. I won't be able to upgrade my internet because I'm at student accommodation, as you probably well know. So it's not the end of the world because I can get access to recordings. So on the stream you might see, for instance, the Viper streaming, but you only see it from his point of view, and you don't get any commentary. Dreams might give some commentary, but it is only from one player's perspective. However, when I do cover streamed games, I'm going to show you it from all of the players' perspectives. And I know that we missed a lot of the action during this game with the Viper's stream because we didn't see what was going on over this side of the map between Milo and Whack. So I want to kind of keep an eye on that as well. And really, that's what I'm going to be doing, streams extra, once we get to April and things start getting underway again. Also, as you probably wouldn't know, because it only got confirmed last night, or even early this morning, I'm actually working a little, well, doing a little bit of work for AOCZone.net. I'm now an official journalist, as it were, on AOC Zone, and that, of course, is going to allow me to gain access to exclusive footage and get things earlier to you, which means obviously you're going to be able to see things earlier um, than anywhere else. So that's great, and I'm really looking forward to that. It could open a lot of nice prospects for me, and hopefully for you as well. More stuff to talk about. I've got so much to talk about today in this 2,000 subscribers celebratory video. Um, so yeah, you've heard about Streams Extra, you've heard about ASC Zone, and you've heard about Age of Empires, the Forgotten Empires. Today I don't want to look too much into the Forgotten Empires, because although we've got a Forgotten Empires new civilization, the Italians here, and in fact over here as well, I don't want to get too into it today, because I've actually recorded I think I've recorded, yeah, 21 new videos already, ready for April. Excuse me. And I've done 6 Age of Empires and Forgotten Empires videos already, and there's going to be at least 10 as well, covering exactly what is going to be in the expansion pack, exactly exactly how it's going to work, all the new civilizations, all the new features, all the upgrades, all the bug fixes, and everything. And I don't want to say too much about that yet, because I don't want to ruin the future videos where I go into great depth about exactly what has changed and what is new. So that's pretty much that, and it's quite an exciting expansion. It's going to be released sometime in 2012, and this is going to be the first sneak preview on my channel for the time being anyway. And as I said, 21 new videos recorded, ready for April already, and it's quite exciting stuff really, because it means that I'm going to have a big buffer of videos, which means that during exam times I can still release videos on a regular basis, because I've not got to worry too much about having to record every single day, because I'll have a buffer of videos there ready to release. So the future's bright, the future is certainly orange, and I just realised a lot of you probably wouldn't get that, because you're not from the UK and you might not have orange networks, mobile network providers. But hey ho, it's all good. So yeah, a lot going on. You may have noticed there that cartography got researched as soon as they advanced to the feudal age. Now, it's important to note that the videos that I will be showing you of Age of Empires, the Forgotten Empires, and indeed this one as well, they are subject to change. It's still in beta at the moment, and things are likely to change. For instance, as free cartography you just saw there got researched straight away as soon as they hit feudal, that's likely to change. It's not going to be um, guaranteed to be in the final version, as well as some other things as well. They might make it so that you have to be, have to have a market up in order to get the free cartography. But there are a lot of changes, and especially the new civilizations. You're going to get a very nice sneak peek today, because the Italians actually have a new building set. So you'll probably notice a few changes already, but when they get to the Castle Age, you'll see for sure exactly the changes with the new civilizations. So I really want to just say thanks to everyone who has subscribed and who do continually watch my videos. It really does mean a lot to me, and I'm working overtime now to really make that up to you for being away, and to really improve the quality of the channel and the videos that I'm putting out. So I really hope that that's going to be possible, and I'm really looking forward to actually doing a lot of new things with the channel and keeping videos regular. Whack over here actually looking quite strong on the water here, and I know for a fact that from watching the stream that Whack doesn't do too well later on in the game against Milo. So I'm interested to see where he actually slipped up, because it does look like Whack has got a very big advantage on the water right now. Vikings against Vikings, of course. And yeah, so I hope you do continue to support the channel and do continue to watch the videos, rate, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. It really does mean a lot to me, and it's nice. It's a nice little bit of motivation to keep me uploading videos and doing the job that I do. Whack, I don't know why he's not really attacking these ships. He had a big galley advantage for a while there. And although he's doing a little bit of harassment to this wood, he's not killed off any villagers. Whack could really do with actually actually taking out some of these ships. He has got an advantage on the water right now, so he should really be attacking Milo at this stage. Over on Fiage and Viper's side, Fiage is clearly dominated over here, and Viper looks to have either lost a lot of ships or he's not built that many yet. He does have quite a lot of fishing ships on the water, probably more than Fiage actually at this stage, and yeah, he's just currently getting a lot of galleys out. If you watch the stream, you actually see how fast these players work with the hotkeys and queuing up units. And right now, I know for a fact that Viper's going absolutely crazy with everything. And so it looks like Whack has got a massive advantage over here. He's taking out Milo's galleys, and I can't see how Whack actually manages to lose this because he's got more reinforcements at the back here. He could do with bringing them up now. And actually, it looks like he's losing this. I'm not sure quite how, but Wax should have won the water here because he did have a nice advantage. As you can see, he had a big score lead there as well until Viper just advanced to the Castle Age. First one to advance to the Castle Age. Age is on his way. Whack is nowhere near yet, and Milo is also nearing the stage to advance. So perhaps that's what matters really when Milo advances before Whack, and then Whack loses advantage on the water. Something along those lines, perhaps. So population 60 Whack, Viper 63, Fiage 67, 65 for Milo. So Fiage currently in the lead with the population, and you may have just seen the sneak peek there. The completely new building set doesn't it look absolutely fabulous. I just realised that Absolutely Fabulous is the name of a TV series in the UK from a long while ago. Don't know if any of you have heard of that. And yeah, so new buildings, as you can see, there's the university, town centre, mill, lumber camp still the same, markets improved, docks looking very nice indeed. And so, yeah, Viper taking a big lead now in the score. He's obviously pumped out a lot of war galleys. He's just advanced to Castle Age, and he's got the war galley upgrade even. Galleys for Fiage, but upgrading. I imagine he's upgrading somewhere. There we go, war galleys for him as well. And so now the water's going to be interesting. Whoever wins the water is really in a nice position. As you know, we've seen many examples of where water control has really benefited the players. Whack still there we go. He's fairly close to advancing up to the Castle Age now. He needs to get a move on though because it looks like Milo is already nearing Castle Age, and indeed he is. And Whack needs to hurry up. He needs to advance before Milo can get war galleys, because if Milo gets war galleys on the water, it means that Whack is going to struggle here to actually hold off Milo for a while. He's managing to take out a few villagers on this wood though, which is a really nice point. And the Viper having to retreat because Fiage has got one beastly army of ships right there, and the Viper constantly pumping out as many ships as he can. If we actually look, he's got quite a lot of docks out here, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4 docks there for him, and he's queuing up war galleys constantly pretty much. Also sending a small landing party over to this little peninsula here, and this is migration. So I can't believe I've not even said that. Migration, of course. Where you've got very limited resources on your starting island, and you need to move to the center, otherwise it's game over, because if your opponents get control of the center of the map, you're going to be pressured from all sides, you're going to be stuck on your tiny island, and it's not good for anyone. It's not enjoyable to be stuck on a little island. No one likes a desert island, do they? So, as you can see, Viper quite nicely there actually, a little dock on this peninsula as well, bringing it up to 5 docks for him, and that's going to allow him to really get more galleons to this, 4 galleys even, to this little spot down here. It looks like Viper could be in with a shot of taking out this army from Fiage. If we look carefully at the scores, we get an idea of who's actually winning. It seems to be fairly neck and neck right now. If Viper's score suddenly sort of lurches ahead, which it seems to be doing a little bit, then it would indicate to me that Viper is winning this, and indeed he is, forcing Fiage back, and Viper now trying to take out as many boats as he can whilst Fiage retreats. Fiage, though, of course, is going to be making some reinforcements back here. As I say, you know, water control very important, especially while you want to start dominating or exploring this center area. As we can see then up to the north, Whack so far behind right now actually. He's not got any war galleys yet. He's only just got the research at his dock here, and his poor little galleys are forced to retreat. He needs to keep them intact because they are obviously going to be handy once they're upgraded, but right now they are just fodder to these war galleys, and hopefully, yeah, it looks like he's not going to lose this dock anyway. Of course, if Milo actually focused fired this dock, then Whack would have been even more delayed with the war galley upgrade. In fact, that's what could have happened already. As we can see then, being harassed over here. And it's not looking too good for Whack at the moment. His score is falling behind. Milo taking a nice score lead there over Whack. And as usual, Fiage and I almost said Slipknot then. Fiage and Viper pretty neck and neck. Fiage once again gaining some advantage over on the water, and the Viper probably desperately trying to get some more boats out right now at this stage in the game. So as you can see though, the Viper is the first one to start spreading out onto this mainland, and he's already got a new town centre up over here. So that's going to give him an extra little boost with his economy. Obviously, those extra villagers coming out from that town centre early on, and he's going to be able to then expand over that over this area quite nicely. Let's have a look at his scouting actually. He's not managed to scout too much of this mainland so far, but of course he's going to be looking for the important things like gold and stone on here, and quite nicely placed actually this gold mine, meaning that he can gain a lot of gold income from that, as well as at his main base as well, which is of course over here. Let's actually have a look if anyone else has got any more town centres on their main island. Doesn't really look... No, they haven't. So, as you can imagine now, Viper is going to be gaining an advantage economically, because VH has only got one town centre on his main, on his starting island even. And Viper obviously with his second town centre here, and no doubt once he's found some more resources on this main island, he'll go for the third town centre on there, if not over at this stone up here as well. So, backwards and forwards on the water, but the Viper, so quickly now, almost 28 minutes into the game, and Hugh is advancing to the Imperial Age. Is anyone else advancing up to the Imperial Age? Not looking like that at the moment. Fiage is, only he is slightly far behind, and obviously they're advancing up to the Imperial Age so early, purely to gain advantage on the water. Now, there's not that many water technologies that you need to bother getting. There's obviously the technologies that increase your defensive and attack points, and obviously the war galley upgrade. But other than that, there's not that many upgrades for ships, unlike obviously ground units, which have all the blacksmith upgrades and the like. So because there's no real ground forces at the moment, that's why they're advancing to the Imperial Age so soon, to try and gain that all-important advantage on the water. As we can see, Fiage running away very quickly, as he's seen that the Galleon research is obviously going to be on the way. Viper advancing to the Imperial Age, and that's going to now mean that if the Viper can close in on Fiage and get Galleon before him, he's going to be able to take out a lot of ships. That is a dead certain point. Someone is ringing me. I'm going to have to cancel on them. Put my phone away over there, and wow, okay, so Viper with a monk there, and Fiage finally sending a landing party over to this main island, and Milo doing the same, deciding it's about time to get onto this main island and do some damage. And if they can work up a ground force on here as well, they're going to be able to dominate this main island as well as the water, and basically that will prove to be the victor of this game. I imagine Fiage won't be too long now with the Galleon upgrade. In fact, I believe he may have just got it there. Oh no, not quite. It's got to be on the way though. It has to be on the way. Okay. Fiage, you're not queuing any ships and you're not upgrading to Galleon. What's going on? Or is he upgrading to Galleon? Doesn't look like it, does it? Unless I'm just not looking in the right place or something. Oh, that's why he has not advanced to the Imperial Age yet. So he's definitely going to be getting Galleon now. There we go, as you can see there. And still being forced to retreat right across the map because the Viper will absolutely dominate if they get into a fight right now. As you can see, Viper already with chemistry as well, giving him those lovely fiery arrows to fire at his enemy. So Whack finally not advancing, starting to get onto the main island, and it looks like Whack has completely lost the water over here. The Vikings are pretty good on the water, but if it's Viking versus Viking, then you've not got a water advantage, and you're just going to have to battle it out. As we can see, Whack's score falling quite far behind now, and Milo doing a good job indeed of securing the water over here. So really, it's kind of neck and neck. Viper is completely crushing Theage over here. Theage has been forced to retreat so far. Viper's gained a lot of ground on him, and he's even setting rally points over here to try and take out some of these docks. Of course, Viper also has the town centre over here. Barracks going up as well, which indicates he's about ready to go for a ground force, capturing relics, and of course doing all the important stuff that is so vital to this stage in the game. Black's still in the Castle Age, nowhere near to advancing though, because if you look at that, he's only on 51 population and he's got no food whatsoever. Viper on 135 or 33, he's losing men now, he's in a battle over here, but still on a lot of population and already into the Imperial Age. Milo still in the Castle Age, but dominating on the water, setting up a big base over here on the main island, and he's going to be ready to advance to the Imperial Age soon. So it looks like Whack has really struggled up against Milo here, especially on the water as well. And he can come back, of course, if he manages to build up a big enough base on his main over here. But Milo has obviously scouted him, and I can't imagine it will be too long before these guys start having a battle on the mainland as well. So what is the Viper doing? His score is definitely way ahead of everyone else's. He's either won on the water, which it doesn't look like he has. The Theage is still dominating with ships, but he has started to really get to covering this main island. I also want to point out that at this stage in the game, because it's going to happen very soon, that with the Forgotten Empires expansion pack, the population limit has been increased to 250. Obviously, it's still in beta, so it could change, but for now, and I think for the foreseeable future, the new population limit is going to be 250. So it means you can have 250 units on the map at one time, which is nice because that gives you an extra 50 units to play with. And of course, everyone loves a few extra units here and there because who doesn't love a bigger battle? Everyone loves a bigger battle. Also, before anyone asks, because it's the next most common asked question, I think, having the extra population increase, do the Goths get extra population? The answer to that is yes, they do. They get 260 population rather than just 250 like everyone else. So the Goths still do get their little bonus there. So if you're a Gothic player, you could have 260 units on the map. Couple that with your fast building barracks, and Goths could actually be a very, very tough force to deal with on on the new expansion. Of course, the beta team though are working pretty much day in day out, really working to balance this game, and as you can see, it's not drastically different. You may be aware of the Age of Empires expansion, the Age of Chivalry, or the Chivalry expansion. I covered it on my channel a while back, and it just changed the game too much to really be playable. Now, if you're used to playing the Conquerors, and you play quite often, you could easily just pick up this expansion and play. And you don't have to really even have any knowledge of the new civilizations. You can just pick it up and play because it's so close to the original, but it just adds new elements. So it really is like an expansion and not a patch at all. As we can see over here, we've got Theage and, oh well, Milo even, and Theage starting to spread out across this mainland. And Viper with some archery ranges going up, crossbowman research on its way. I do believe that Italians can get all the way up to Arbalest. They are a very good archer civilization. Not as good as Britons, but they are good. They do have the Genoese crossbowman as their unique unit, which is a crossbowman which is powerful against cavalry. So that's a very interesting unit indeed. Whack, unfortunately, falling very far behind here. He's 2,000 score below everyone else, and that's because Milo is at his shores, ravaging his base, and his villagers can't get too close to the outside of his main base, well, his starting island even, because they will get killed. They will die a horrible, fiery death, and that's not pretty. Whack, though, is preparing an archer army. It wouldn't surprise me if he's upgrading to crossbowmen, because archers in the Imperial Age, that is just ridiculous. However, he isn't anywhere near to the Imperial Age yet, and it's really going to be down to the Viper to buy him some time so he can catch up, really. Viper looks to be doing just that, though. Archery range is back here. Siege workshops down here. It looks like he's about ready to launch an assault onto the base of Fiage and Milo. Overall, though, Fiage and Milo are ahead in scores, and once again, one badass, huge, massive, awesome, fiery battle on the water. Probably very laggy right now, and I am recording in full screen as well, so I'm interested to see who's going to win this. On the stream, we actually missed this because Viper wasn't paying attention. He was somewhere else, and it looks like Fiage ends up winning this battle. I'm not too sure. Let's have a look. Fiage is bringing reinforcements. Viper's massive army is getting shredded, and 154 population for him, and 116 for Fiage. So actually, Viper is fairly far in the lead here. Just interested as well to see exactly how much population Milo's got. 142, so Viper is way ahead with the population count here, and Arbalest's already researched, taking out these units down here from BH, and it looks like Viper could gain control of this main island. You could probably see these things here, these beasts on the map. These are the siege towers. Pretty cool unit. I will look at them in more depth when we cover the expansion pack in detail. They are extremely weak against other siege weaponry, as we'll probably see. But and yeah, these are the siege towers. They're new. They're pretty cool, and we will look at them in more depth. Don't worry about that. As you can see, Whack, though, finally getting somewhere here. He's dominating, but he is covering this main island. Still in the Castle Age, though, and everyone else well into the Imperial Age. And it looks like Whack is falling behind here. However, all is not lost because the Viper is in the game, and we all know that the Viper is capable of doing great things when he puts his mind to it. I don't know if Viper is actually winning the water or not here. It looks like he's lost most of his ships, and Fiage is looking very strong on the water right now. However, Viper with a 1,000 score lead, he's not too bothered about losing the water because he's on the ground, and he is doing a lot of damage. Doing a hell of a lot of damage. Siege towers, really cool. They can garrison 5 units inside them. Pretty fun to use. And yeah, so we can see this castle slowly going down. Whack at the back there. Whack at the back. With some crossbowmen just to provide some support, but not really too much he can do until he gets into the Imperial Age at this stage, because everyone else, of course, is Imperial, and he's got to be looking to advance pretty soon. He can't go into battle with just skirmishers, or even elite skirmishers now. But these guys look set to be crushing their opponents in their wake. Capture rams coming in. I don't know if the Italians can get siege rams. I don't think they can. But that doesn't matter because they can get a lot of arbalests, and they can pick off villagers like there's no tomorrow. So these guys are really struggling on the mainland. However, it looks to me like water control is Fiage's. Fiage has battled for this all game, and finally he can say, I've gained the water, because Viper has stopped producing ships by the looks of things. I think this is where he realises that he's lost his massive army on the water, and he's not producing any ships. But we have got Fiage with a hell of a lot of ships. So Fiage could probably do quite a lot of damage. If he gets up here, starts to harass Viper's economy, gets into this part over here, and can do a lot of damage with those ships, I suppose. However, it could be too late if the Viper and Whack manage to take out most of this base over here. Of course, Milo is still ravaging Whack's main base. Of course, his farmers are pretty safe, and he's got a little bit of protection over here by his castle. And Whack really needs to start getting into the Imperial Age. There we go. He's finally advancing up, and he's found himself a secure spot on this main island. Of course, still not wanting to get too close to the edge, because we can see harassment from these galleons until the very late game. So these guys now trying to desperately protect what they've got on this main base, but looks to me like Viper and Whack are managing to come back Oh gosh, I keep making rhymes. It's so good. Viper and Whack ready to come back, and Onager Fire coming in from Age, but I think Viper manages to deal with this fairly nicely. 9. Sorry, what's that? That's 11 range on those castles, which is quite nice. Very well ranged castles. And here we go now. So Age about ready to start with the harassment to the Viper. If he can take out his houses, he's going to cause a lot of troubles for him. Obviously, the Viper doesn't want to risk being population capped. And as you can see, he's not going to be population capped anytime soon. He's got 250 there on the top bar. And he is... If he can get the resources, though, that's obviously the defining factor here, determining factor. If he can get the resources, then Viper is going to be ready to pump out a lot of units. However, his eco is being harassed by Milo over here and by Age over here. Of course, he's going to lose all of his fishing ships as these galleons are just going to decimate them. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, going down, down, down. And these guys are about ready to wreak some havoc. They've just noticed that this Onager is sneaking around the back, sneaky Onager, and see what they do to combat that. Looks like nothing. Viper is very preoccupied at the moment with the fact that Fear just got one massive galleon army taking out his houses, although saying that he's not done too much yet, so it's not the end of the world, I guess. These guys are still doing a good job though. They are pushing forwards on the mainland, and as we can see, Trebuchet there coming out for Viper, and bombard cannons as well, just to really help deal with this. If they can take out the eco on this main map and secure the gold, then these guys are going to be in a great situation because, well, for obvious reasons, they're going to be able to gain the economical upper hand, especially with all this gold on the map here. It looks like they've got most of it, and there's not much gold down to the south. They're going to do their best to secure what gold they can, and I'm surprised they've not even got the relics yet, but hey ho. Viper still being harassed at his main, well, not his main now, I'd say this is his secondary base now. Trying to do what he can to combat that and keep his villagers safe from Age's ships. Age, though, taking out a lot of houses. Viper's still managing to rebuild, though, on the mainland, and I don't think he's too bothered with that at the moment. Whack finally staging a comeback, and I love the fact that his name is Whack because I can rhyme so much with it. Staging a bit of a comeback now, although he's under a little bit of pressure from this Trebuchet and Milo over here. Milo with Berserks coming in now. Berserks actually, well, the Vikings actually get a new unique technology in the Castle Age, which gives their Berserks a nice little attack advantage against horse unit. And wow, what a lot of mangonels for Whack there. And he's just upgraded them to Onagers, and that's quite a large Onager army, I may say. And see what he can do with these. We've also got crossbowmen still coming out. We're kind of low on resources, but hey ho. It's understandable. He's had a hard game so far, and he's doing a good job to come back as he is doing. Running out of gold though by the looks of things, and gonna have to get some more wood and food on the go. Viper still pushing forwards. This Trebuchet deployed and taking out the defences of Age on this main base over here. And although Age is doing a good job of ravaging Viper's shores, Age hasn't got a lot left on his main here. He's actually got a little bit of gold there. Well, only 37, so not really anything worth noting. And he's pretty much depleted all of his resources on his main island, or his starting island. And he's being very pressured down here. So let's actually have a look at his resources. Age, very low on resources actually. He's got very little food, very little gold, and he's only really got a lot of wood right now. And dealing with Viper's huge army at this stage is going to be a problem because it looks like Age is getting decimated down here, and it also looks to me like Milo is struggling up against Whack over here with his Onagers, and these guys. They're doing a good job actually. They've staged quite a good comeback. Whack obviously getting off to a bad start, and although although Viper stayed very strong throughout, Whack's made a very good comeback, and he's finally piling on the pressure onto Milo. Sorry about that. Just had to cut the video quickly there as I knocked over the microphone on my makeshift mic stand. Oh, good fun, eh? But yeah, as you can see, Viper really starting to dominate now, and everything that Age has built on this main island is getting shredded, cut to bits, and these guys are really starting to gain a big advantage. Still more harassment coming in from Fiage though. He's determined not to let the Viper get too far ahead, and he's going to keep harassing his farms. Looks to me like the Viper is going to be able to stay safe for the time being. He's still got all this area on the mainland, and still bashing away at Fiage's buildings, of course. And Fiage and Milo forced retreat to this little corner. Gonna do, of course, what they can to stay in the game. Their main island's pretty much fully depleted, although saying that Milo has obviously got a lot of farms on his island, as he's not had any harassment all game, really, onto his main island. So Milo in a nice situation still, although not able to provide much in the way of support on this main island. Milo, not much gold as usual. I think all of these guys are pretty low on gold right now. Yeah, they're all below 500, so actually Whack has got a lot of gold. I'm surprised he's not spending that a bit more than he is. But as you can tell, all these guys are fairly low on gold right now. These guys are even getting trade cogs out. The trade between these two is going to be important. If we switch to Fiage quickly, just see how much they can generate from trade. These docks around here, 51. So trade is finally going, but it's a little bit late, and it looks like Viper is really going to dominate this mainland, as well as Whack, who's doing pretty good now. Actually, he's taking out a lot of Milo's buildings. Got the Onagers bringing in the fire, raining down the pain. The trebuchets at the back, of course, just taking out all of the buildings that they possibly can. And these guys are doing a great job, and it looks to me like it could be a good game for Viper and Whack. Look at the actual domination on the map here. Viper's just completely spread over this whole area, and population-wise, 148 to Fiage, 183 to Viper. So he's going to continue to stream out skirmishes or whatever he can from these what are they called? I can't even remember what they are called. They're archery ranges. The word is just there. How do I forget? Losing his town centre over here to these trebuchets, he's going to have to deal with those, of course. And a lot of stone still on the map, actually. I'm surprised that they've not gathered more stone than they have, although saying that they might have done and just sold it. But look at this. Milo is now the target. Fiage has been completely driven off this island. He's got one town centre left, but too much pressure coming in from Viper, and Milo now feeling the pressure as well, because Viper is moving in with rams. He is moving in with skirmishers, and he's getting ready to decimate, really. Of course, Onaga's still from Whack, and they're going to deal big damage to pikemen if they can get a hit on there. It'd be nice to see them do some big damage. Unfortunately, pretty much all of those shots missed, and he's probably going to lose the Onagas right now, to be honest. But yeah, it's all good. And still, Fiage trying to do what damage he can over at Viper's small starting island. But Viper still rebuilding, and it doesn't look to me like he's in that much trouble at all, really. Town centre's going down left, right, and centre, and Viper now just moving through, and he's got his game face on, guys, because I think he's decided, right, this is it. It's time to call it game over, and really putting the pressure on now. I don't think these guys can last too much longer. Whack and Viper really starting to dominate. Finally, Whack's score is on the increase, getting it pretty close to Fiage's score now, actually. He's really actually done a good job here, getting back into the game and helping out Viper to win this. Town centre over here for Fiage, just trying to gather what little gold he possibly can. And Viper going up with a castle there. To be honest, I don't think they're going to be able to come back from this. There's hardly any gold left on the map. I'm surprised they've not picked up the relics sooner than they did. Of course, Viper over here has got a couple of relics of his own, unless the monastery's been destroyed, which it very well could have been. Yeah, it looks like it has, actually. But still, yeah, I'm surprised they've not got more relics. Castle going up here, and unfortunately we didn't see any of these guys getting to 250 population. Would have been nice to see, but I don't think that's really possible in this kind of game. Too much pressure early on, of course. And yeah, so Milo now on the back foot over here. He's got this pretty much 2v1 on this island. Fiage forced back to his island, and as you can see, his score is starting to lag behind now, and he's not doing an amazing job. If they can get him off this main island, which I'm pretty sure they have done, there's pretty much nothing he can do to aid Milo out in this 2v1 over here. So unfortunately for them, it looks pretty much like it's going to be game over. Even sinking ships with skirmishers, because why not? It's all good fun. Trade cogs here, and if this castle goes up for whack, then these trade cogs are going to go down, and there's going to be no gold income at all left for Milo and Age. So it looks to me like it could be game over right here. Milo is going to be struggling now to really deal with this. I can see he's got some light cavalry, stored up in these stables, but let's be honest, I think Viper and Whack can replenish their army faster than Milo on his own can. Yep, this castle going up. If that castle goes up, it is game over, because these guys are just going to lose their trade, and probably most of the galleons that go close to the castle as well. Looks like Milo is going to get this castle up indeed, and there we go. Age has resigned, and Milo has resigned, and it is a good game, because for a moment I thought that Viper and Whack were really going to struggle to win this one, because obviously Whack had a very bad start with Milo really putting the pressure on the water. Unfortunately for Whack, he didn't manage to gain the water, but he did manage to make a comeback on this main island here. As for Viper, well, he started off very strong. He had a nice advantage over Age on the water, and eventually that advantage slipped as he managed to get onto the mainland. But going onto the mainland that early proved to be a wise decision, as it ended up meaning that Viper and Whack could dominate the mainland, force Age and Milo back to their tiny islands, and give them very limited resources to work with indeed. So 2,000 subscribers, special video, Age of Empires, the Forgotten Empires. Stay tuned. There will be a lot of videos coming out in April, 4 to 5 a week, and that's going to be it. It's going to be good fun. It's going to be awesome, and there's going to be a lot of good stuff on the way. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for subscribing, and I hope that we can really keep things going in the general direction that they have been. So thank you very much once again. I've been Zach, and I'll see you next time.